Hey, it's Reverend Bree, and I'm back because I want to talk to you about this little story that I really like a lot because I think many of us who have been in the church, we've either dealt with it on the receiving end or we've been the perpetrator, and that is overlooking people. I mean, we get to see that Samuel comes in to anoint the person who is going to be king, and this prophet, for some reason, on this day, is unable to see. And I think I could guess that grief is part of the reason why, because he's really grieving the fact that Saul has been rejected. And so he comes to Jesse and he's like, yo, I'm here to see all your sons. Help me out, bring all your sons in. And he looks at one of them and he's like, that's him. And that's what we do. We look at the person that we think fits the bill based on how they look, or the job they have, or their marital status, or, their social media likes and profile pictures. And so he says, this is probably the one, and God says no. And so they keep bringing him in, and he's asking Jesse, are these all your sons? And Jesse's like, oh, I have another one in the field. Well, if I was David, that would have pissed me off. What you mean you got another one in the field? And why, when he said, I want to see your sons, didn't you call me? Am I not your son? But David had been in the field working, and if we're honest, we've all had field experiences when we felt like we were worth more or could have been doing more or were more valuable. We see this oftentimes in the church. And so when he gets there, he's all ruddy and, he's handsome, but, he doesn't look as clean as they would expect. And he's been there in the field and he's missed celebrations and, he's down there fighting lions, tigers, and bears. Oh, my. And he gets there and they realize he's the one. What did it feel like to be the last one in line? What did it feel like to be the overlooked one? And what does it mean when we've become so comfortable and institutionalized that we begin to look other people over? And what does it mean when we feel like we're in the field because we think we can do better? Because somebody else has to occupy that position. And if you're too good for it, either the position is demeaning and you should work to demolish something that's so demeaning, or maybe you don't value people at certain levels. And so I think there's so much in this text to really look at. And it almost saddens me because this happens in church probably more than it happens any other place. And it is my prayer that we get to see ourselves as the victim and the perpetrator so that we would end the cycle and not continue with traditions and work in systems that really don't work for us, but actually destroy us. So when you're done with this lesson, hit me up, REV_BRI, and tell me what you think.